Sure. So, my sharing today is the topic of capabilities beyond AI. And I understand that AI is super, super popular around the world, either from the United States or from all the way to Africa. I believe that AI is the most hot topic around the world right now. But the reason why I share this topic today is not because I am going to teach the participants here today how to use AI or tell them how important to use AI. But on the other hand, I saw the topic of do you and your company have what it takes to thrive in the era of AI? So I also take a saying from the UGMPreneurs program of empowering future entrepreneurs from campus to global impact. This is also what I want to do, either from my career, my past career, or as an entrepreneur right now. So without further ado, I will starting today's sharing with a little bit introduction about my journey. So it's much like one we will discuss later today. It has been about bridging different worlds. So from the past 14 years of experience, I have been a global HR leader, building and scaling teams across 7 offices in very dynamic regions, like from United States to Singapore to Tokyo, Japan, and also to Philippines and China, supporting over 1,500 of employees. And my corporate path took me through companies like Outpoint, like Rakuten. They are all of the top ranking tech companies in the world. And also, I work as a business HR director in Alibaba Group. And that's when I met one of my best friend in my life, and also she is also my mentor. She's Professor Eka from UGMPreneur program. And this is also another important reason why I am standing here, sharing my experiences to you guys. So I really would like to thank her for her help mentoring me through my path as an entrepreneur. And also I take the appreciation for sharing, for the opportunity of sharing here today. And as for my educational experience, I hold the Master of Cornell University and also an MBA certificate from one of the top university in China. It's called Peking University. But my story isn't just about being a executive leader. So you see, through my career, I have always been driving by a deeper purpose to empower underrepresented groups and also to champion sustainable business. So this led me to become a CFA certificate holder in the ESG investing and also integrate sustainability and social impact directly to my HR practices. So I've led international collaborations with several NGOs, also several governments, and also the universities like UGM, and also some universities in Singapore and Hong Kong. On issues like gender equity and also educational equity and digital inclusion. So this passion for impact eventually led me to a crucial decision. So after I left Alibaba Group, I was driven by what I had witnessed firsthand, the profound education gaps in communities across Africa and across different countries in Asia. So I found my own. I started my own company. It's called SmuNex. So we leverage technologies and ESG principles to drive equitable access to quality education. So I stand here before you today, not just as an former executive, as a HR leader, but also as a mentor and also as an active entrepreneur who is walking to the path as you are about to embark on. So this brings me why I am so excited to speak in front of you today to the batch 4 of the UGMPreneurs. And I think your program's vision is to empower entrepreneurs from campus to global impact resonates deeply with me. So just as I mentioned before, it's an exactly the journey I've been working on. So today we are going to talk about the single most defining force of our time, the artificial intelligence. But we are not going to talk about how to utilize AI, how to best use AI to help you grow. But here today, I would like to go into the capabilities you need to hold beyond AI. So we will explore what you as a human, as a participant in this program uniquely possess that no longer what you can replicate in this era of AI. So we will discuss more about how to build not just about a smart company, but also companies with integrity and also empathy. And we will also connect the dot from the industrial revolutions of the past to the AI revolution of today. So without further ado, I hope you guys are ready to enjoy the next, following an hour and a half together with me. So this slide is just a quick look at the journey we will go through together in this session. So I've structured our time to give you a powerful framework for thinking about your future in this AI driven world. So to be honest, this is nothing I copy paste from another class or anything topics I have talked to anyone else before. So this content is exclusively designed to the UGM preneurs 20 batch 2025. So first of all, we will start by looking back to looking forward. We will take a quick tour through the evolution of the industrial revolutions and from the steam engines to all the way to the intelligence AI today. So why did I start by looking back? Because I really believe that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhythms. So understanding this pattern of the invention, productivity gains, and also the new business models is crucial to see why AI is super important. And it is not just another tool, but it is a fundamental shift to our world. And then we will bring this right into your world. So we will examine the entrepreneurial challenges and also the core principles here in the era of AI. So we will rethink about the typical startups journey, and it's no longer just about sporting the opportunities and creating a product which will be needed or becoming a hot product in the market. And we will rethink the typical startups journey and it's no longer just about supporting an opportunity. It's about, I would like to take the opportunity to invite you guys to rethink how AI reshape the traditional entrepreneurial journey and what else we can do, what else we can learn from this, revise. But having the right process, and I believe having the right process isn't enough. So you also need a right capability to match the quick exchange and the impact of AI. So that's also why our third section is all about the core competencies for innovators. And we will break down the essential skills from the personal purpose and creativity to complex problem solving and resilience, that which will make you and your future ventures truly irreplaceable. So these are the capabilities that sit beyond what AI can do for us. And finally, we will dive into everything like into the key takeaways. So after introducing all of the information, the knowledge sharing, I also would like to take a moment to summarize several core insights of our discussion today. And it also takes some time for you to carry, further thinkings, further discussions after my sharing today. And my goal today is to give you the answers, but also, take some time to equip you with the right questions and also a durable mindset, entrepreneurial mindset. So as we go through this, I want you to, constantly think about, so enter the wave of AI. What is your unique human value? And we will talk more about it later. So let's begin our first session. It's the evolution and implications of the industrial revolutions. So here, I would like to take a moment to have a quick introduction about the history of the Industrial Revolution, just in case you don't have a bigger picture of the history. So now I'll begin our journey by understanding the forces that shaped our world, why our world is what it is today. So to know where we are going, we must first see the path we have traveled. We'll look at the first three industrial revolutions, not as a dry history, but also as a playbook for what's been happening today. So let's start with the first industrial revolution. I believe you'll know that the first industrial revolution start at late 80s and also end around the mid 19th century. So what is the driving force for the first industrial revolution? There's no doubt that the core driver is steam engines and also, the textile machines and also the railroads, the mass construction of the railroads. And what is the impact of the first industrial revolution? I believe it is a fundamental shift. It is something never been done before. It also moved the society from the agrarian economies, from the farm to the all the way to the industrial production. So it also gave us the rise of the idea of the factories. So this was the birth of the original birth of the industrial capitalism. And if we take a second to look at the second, industrial revolution, we will find that it was between the late 90s all the way to early 20th century. So the core driver of the second industrial revolution was electricity and also, no doubt the mass production and the telephone. So the impact of the second industrial revolution was scale. And also we saw large scale manufacturing, the creation of the modern corporation, and also for the first time, the true globalization of trade has shifted. So the world become connected by the wires and also the waves. As for the third industrial revolution, it was happened around the mid 20th century. So the core driver for the third industrial revolution was computers and electronics and also the automation. And the impact of the third industrial revolution was digitalization. So it also brought us the information technology, the global connection, and also the rise of the service economies. It shifted the value from the physical machine all the way to digital information. And now, if you look at the pattern, so each revolution was triggered by a cluster of a new technology, and each one dramatically boosted the productivity, which in turn forced the invention of new business models and also required a new strategic positioning for companies and also brings challenges to individuals. And this also brings us to today. We are living through I believe we are currently living through the fourth of the Industrial Revolution. And the core driver for the fourth Industrial Revolution is the fusion of technologies. It's the internet, the biotechnology, the big data, the robotics, and of course, the artificial intelligence. And I believe the impact of the fourth industrial revolution is it really totally changed our world all the way from the physical, the digital, the biological world. So we have smart factories, yes, currently, but more importantly, we see the digital transformation across every single industry. So what is the key insight for you as future entrepreneurs standing at the entrance of this fourth revolution? I don't know what is your answer, but the answer for me, I feel super excited. Because the lesson from the history is very clear. I believe the greatest opportunities are created not by the using of the new technologies, but also by understanding how they force a chance in everything else around you. So as entrepreneurs who thrives in the second revolution are not just those who use the electricity. They were the ones who redesigned the entire production lines and also the business models around it. So today, AI is our electricity. So it is also our steam engine. And the question is not just how I can use AI, but also I'd like to bring out the question of how does AI change the very nature of the productivity and what new business model can I build on the top of that? So this revolution is your canvas, and I believe your opportunity is to paint the future, and I believe UGMPreneur program is the best, start line you can even imagine. Um, Okay, so for the second section, I would like to talk about the entrepreneurial challenges and the core principles in the AI era. So as you can see from the slide, this is a typical entrepreneurial journey before the era of AI. So you've seen a large scale landscape of the technological change. And if you zoom in on the individual level, so the entrepreneurial journey, it is a classic, a time-tested process that many of you may likely like very similar with the process. So it is crucial to understand the foundation because it is the canvas upon which AI paint its most significant changes. So let's work through together to these four essential steps, and most importantly to see how they depend on one another. So first of all is the you must so before you start your own company, you become an entrepreneur, you must spot the opportunity, right? So this is the spark, this is the ding moment. It is about you keenly observing the world around you and also identifying the need around you, the persistent pain point, and also the gaps in the markets. So it is that moment you say, oh, there has better. to solve the problem. But only with a spark alone, it will be really dangerous if you only have the spark. So an unvalidated idea is just an idea. It's just an hypothesis. So this leads to the most crucial and also often, most skipped step in the real world, which is the second one, is the validate the opportunity. So this is where you typically you move from your gut feeling to evidence. You get out of the building and also you conduct the user interviews, you talk to people, you talk to the market, you talk to the real world, you do a deep market research. You can, essentially asking the market, is this problem real? Is this problem worth solving? So would you pay for a better solution? So without this step, you will be like very risky building something like nobody wants, right? From the market, you can move forward like with confidence. So this leads to the third step of a typical entrepreneurial journey, which is you propose a solution to the market. So this is where the creativity meets the structure. So using the frameworks like design thinking, which we will talk more about later in our sharing today, and also the lean startup and the methodology, and also you begin to craft an answer to the pain point you've validated. So the goal here is not to build a perfect product, but to create a minimum viable product. So the simplest version that you can deliver your core value, and most importantly, be tested. So remember, this is the real need from the market. So this brings us to the final process and the ultimately defining step, which is the fourth one. You thrive to achieve the product market fit. So this is the moment of testing the truth. It is when your solution, your idea resonates strongly with your target market. This is also when your customers are not just using your products, but also adopting it. They love it. They tell each others about it. So your brand and your your products will be spread by the word of mouth. So now if you take a second look at of this flow showed on the slides, so do you see how each step is a direct consequence of one of the other? So you cannot propose a meaningful solution without first validating the real opportunity. And you will never achieve a product market fit without a testable solution to put in front of your customers, your users. So this process is powerful, but I want you to notice something else. So in this traditional model, every one of these steps is intensely human-driven and also very slow. So it relies on your limited capacity for research, our limited time to conduct the customer interviews, and also the physical time it takes to build a literate on an MVP. So as we move forward, I also want you to hold this traditional model in your mind and ask yourself a question. So at which of these critical and interdependent steps could a powerful collaborator dramatically change the whole game? So this leads to my next slide, which I would like to take some time to talk about the impact of AI on global startups. So as we arrive at the heart of the matter, we will see the traditional entrepreneurial journey. It's a process that is powerful, but entirely human paced. So now let's introduce another transformative force that it is reshaping the journey at the global scale. It's with the impact of artificial intelligence. But before we dive in, I would like to propose two questions. So let's run. So the first one is how AI is transforming the startups overall, and the second one is how AI uniquely influenced the international startups. So let's begin with a question. What is AI in the context of entrepreneurship? So think of it as an emulation of human cognitive process in machines. So it is not about replacing you, the entrepreneur. It is about becoming a powerful partner that is vital for enhancing the decision making and fostering the innovation. So in our complex and global business environment. So this leads to the previous two questions I bring out earlier. So the first one is how AI transforming the startups overall. In this slide, I put on a picture showing the currently international, the international deglobalization expansion. So at the fundamental of this level is AI is revolutionizing the very mechanisms of building a global business. So it provides entrepreneurs with the unprecedented capabilities for automation and also for personalization and the data-driven, insights. So this means you can automate routine tasks and also tailor your offerings to individual customer needs at the very beginning, and also base your most critical strategic decisions not on the gut feeling alone, but also on the deep like with analytics. So this drives growth and competitiveness in ways that were simply not possible just a few years ago before the GPT was released. But I believe that our story becomes even more compelling for the ventures like yours, like everyone else with global aspirations. So which leads to the second question, how does AI uniquely influence the international startups? So here I would like to raise a question. I believe that you guys have internet in the Indonesia, and I would like to raise a question. And also I'm seeking help from our organizer. I don't know whether you are still online or not. I would like to see like how many of the UGMPreneurs participants have ever at least once used the tool of AI. It can either be a GPT, helping me translation, helping me summarize something, or can be a Google Gemini, or like the other one, which is very famous in China, is called DeepSeek or whatever else. So I would like to raise a question. How many of you ever use AI before? So let me just check real quick.
Maybe you can give reaction. Jadi teman-teman bisa memberikan reaksi
Yeah, I don't know
apabila
whether
teman-teman
our
sudah
organizer is still
menggunakan
online.
AI.
Can you help me at least, propose this question to all of the participants locally to see what kind of AI function they've ever used at least once?
I believe
maybe
everyone has used AI
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
enhance
that's
their knowledge and their school works probably, but maybe uh, some of you can share which type of AI that you have been using.
Mhm. Yeah, if anyone would like to share, that would be perfect.
silakan teman-teman, nanti saya bantu translate.
Ayo Mas, Mbak, bisa kok pinter-pinter
Oke,
kemarin
ya,
sama ini juga pada ngomong bahasa Inggris.
ya.
Let's go,
Oh,
ayo
that's
Mbak,
Saya akan
Amalia, udah pakai AI yang mana? Which one? Which type?
Yeah.
Alvin, Awalia.
Good
I think
afternoon, Miss
Amalia
Sophie.
raised the hand, right? Hello, Amalia.
Amalia masih mute. Oke, go
Okay.
ahead, Amalia.
Okay. Am I audible?
Hi,
Yes, we can
Amalia.
hear you now.
So before this, I using GPT and then Perplexity AI for my undergraduate thesis for searching for journals, articles. I using Perplexity AI, and then Gemini. But the most important AI for me for now is Perplexity AI for my undergraduate thesis.
All right,
That's
Amalia.
excellent. That's excellent. Amalia, thank you for your answer. This is the best answer I can imagine, because I still remembered when I write the graduation thesis back in the days when I take my master's degree in Cornell University. We don't have GPT, so it took us a lot of time to search online about the sourcings we would like to quote the citations for my graduation thesis. And just as Amalia just mentioned, so it can either be a perfect tool to help you to source in your graduation thesis, or even for helping you to understand the materials your professor gave it to you, or whenever you are searching for an idea like how to solve a problem in your daily life. I believe seeking help from AI is a very commonly used way for us in our daily life. So this also leads me, well, thank you for your answer, Amalia. And this also leads me to the second question, is how AI uniquely influences the international startups. So as we discussed before, as an individual, we all use the AI. And so when it comes to you start up your own company, you want to become an entrepreneur, how can I best leverage the power of AI? So this is where the true power of AI as a global partner shines. So imagine you are expanding from Indonesia to, let's see, to China or to Mexico or to Egypt. You immediately face the classic barriers. It can either be cultural barriers, language barriers, or the law, the regulations barriers. So as for the cross-cultural barriers, AI can help you analyze vast amount of the local market data, the social media trends, and also the customer behavior to help you understand the local culture preferences to avoiding the costly, missteps. And as for the cross-language barriers, so in real time, content-aware translation powered by AI breaks down the communication barriers immediately, allowing you to, engage with customers, with the partners, and also with your employees seamless, and also as if everyone is spoken the same native language. We can also use the AI translation for our sessions, for our sharings in the UGMPreneurs program. So maybe next time when I speak in Chinese and when I'm talking with you guys, we can use the AI tool to translate perfectly into your local language. So nobody else need to speak English, or you have to learn Chinese, or I have to learn your local language anymore. And what's more is the the local laws and the regulations. So AI tools can help you navigate the complex web of the international business laws, the tax codes, the compliance requirements, and also under the pressure of the geopolitical crisis, the I think it can dramatically helping you reducing the legal risks and also accelerating your market entry. You will no longer be worried about if I want to export my product to, let's see, the United States. What is the up-to-date, let's see, tariffs under the government of Trump, Donald Trump, right? So AI can be a super powerful tool to helping you deal with all of these problems. So AI also can act as an, always on consultant to you. It dramatically de-risks the process of the going global and also allowing small teams to operate with the intelligence and the efficiency of a large multinational corporations. But with its great power comes to a great need for wisdom. As we also integrate these powerful tools, I believe we must, constantly ask ourselves, so what is the human role in all of this process? This brings us to the crucial next step, which is reimagining the entire startup process as an entrepreneur under the influence of AI. So this is the ones I revised, from the observation of being an entrepreneur, and also I actively talk about the same topic with the entrepreneurs around me. So now let's bring it all together. It's if we've seen the traditional entrepreneurial setup the process, and we've seen the power of AI as we discussed. It is time for us to revisit it and also redesign the entrepreneurial journey for the AI era. So it is not about replacing the old steps we talked about in this slide. So it is about, supercharging our previous steps. It is about a new partnership between our human intuition and also the machine intelligence. So if we look closer at this new empowered process, it still begins with a very human spark. So this spark, this spot the opportunity is nothing you can do with AI. And AI cannot feel the frustration of a customer or also, a dream of a better world from your own heart. So this initial insight, that vision, it must comes from you, from your heart. But then the process transforms. So whenever you have spot an opportunity, you have a human spark, like I want to solve this problem. I observe there's something gap between the customer needs and what the market provides. The second step is no longer just validate the opportunity through the slow and the manuring methods in this process. It is now validate by AI plus the human input. So this is the first major shift. Imagine this situation. So you have a hunch about a market gap. Instead of just interviewing 10 people, you can always use AI to analyze thousands of online reviews and also the social media conversations and also the market trends within 1 minute. And the AI also can give you quantitative, the most up-to-date data. And then what? And then you as an entrepreneur, you can conduct the deep empathetic users interview to understand why they have a need in this market, why this problem hasn't been solved. So it's more like a powerful dialogue. You are no longer facing one person, like face to face in person to conduct these customer interviews. So AI is handling the scale. So you can all you can do is the best leverage the power of AI, and it can boost your process to start your own business into the next level. So the next step is you need to propose a solution, right? So here in the frameworks, like design thinking and also became even more critical, AI can generate 100 product features, ideas, or mockups based on the data, based on the internet, the ideas of not only yours, the ideas of others on the other side of the screen. But all you can do is the one who uses your creativity and your human empathy to symbolize these options, to spot the truly novel connection, and also to make the final visionary decision on what kind of business, what kind of product you want to build. So the AI is an incredible, brainstorming partner, a powerful researching assistant, analyzing assistant to you, and you are the creativity director. So this leads to the MVP part. So in the era of AI, creating a minimum valuable product is even way faster and more dramatic than ever than you can even imagine. You can use AI tools to generate a code and also design, interfaces and even simulate your user interactions. So this allows you for what I call flasher MVPs. So the prototypes that are richer and more interactive, which you can also get into the user's hand almost immediately. So in our previous traditional process, whenever you have an idea, you want to make it true, you want to make your the MVPs, you need to talk to the manufacturing the manufacturing partner, right? And right now you have the 3D printing, you have all of the tools, all of the AI tools you can even use to make your own MVPs. So what does this new process tell us in this slide? I believe it tells us that the role of entrepreneur is shifting from beginning the being an executor to becoming the strategic integrator. So you are the conductor of an idea where AI plays the instruments with the incredible, speed and also perceptions. But you also hold the button. You set the vision, and you interpret the music, and you also make the final artistic choices. So the button is on your hand. So this also brings us to the most important question of this entire session I would like to talk about today is if AI is handling more of the executions, the data, crunching, and also the automation. So what then are the irreplaceable core capabilities that you can have as a human entrepreneur? And also you must cultivate to lead your company, so under the influence of AI. So this leads to my third section, the topic is core competencies for the innovative companies and also the entrepreneurs. The reason why I separated those two together, one is the innovative companies and also the other one is the competencies you need to have as an entrepreneur, is because so after the decades of observing as an executive, as an senior HR partner to CEOs and also to VPs in these big corporations, I realized one thing. So the culture of an organization is significantly influenced by the characteristics and also by the competencies of the entrepreneurs. So you can see, let's see, Amazon, Bezos, and I believe, and the influence of Bezos, Amazon's culture is so different of, let's see, Tesla, because Bezos is different from Elon Musk, right? So you can see the different cultures from different companies. So the first of all I would like to talk about is the key principles for the AI era entrepreneurs. So I listed, there's 4 like very obvious principles recently happened, which changed comparing before GPT was released. So if this is the new AI accelerated journey, what are the new rules for the game? So what principles must guide us as the entrepreneurs in this era? So from everything we've discussed earlier today, so there's several principles emerge that are now more critical than ever. So first of all, I observed is the direction is more important than effort. So before the era of AI, I believe in the first, industrial revolution, the second, the third, if you are very, very hardworking, let's see, employee, maybe you will become an entrepreneur. However, under the impact of AI, you could never do that easily. Like not every hardworking person can become a successful entrepreneurs under the influence of AI. So in the past, you could sometimes succeed through the share of, hardworking. Also, you can do a better job than your competitors by only your hard work and your effort. But in the era of AI, where your competitors can leverage the same powerful tools as you, if you are running faster in the wrong direction, AI will only help you feel faster and also more efficiently to shut down your own business. So your most valuable role is to be a visionary entrepreneur, as a navigator. So you must set the right direction instead of only working hard. So the effort of execution is increasingly, augmented and also sometimes replaced by AI. But the visionary, the strategic positioning that you hold, it's on your own. It can never be replaced by it. And the second principle is the brand precedes the product. The brand recognition is more important than product. So whenever anyone can use AI to generate a decent product idea or even build a functional, MVP, how do you and your business stand out? This answer is, like, for me, is trust. So under the era of AI, everyone can have an idea, everyone can have a product, but you must establish trust first. So trust It's the trust between you and your customer, and also the trust between you and your business partners. So in a world with AI generated options, like people, they won't buy your product simply because you have a product. It's simply because you are you. So they are buying you. They are buying your brand recognition. They are not only buying your product. So they will buy into your story, your values, your credibility. So this is why the product is no longer the starting point. Instead, your brand recognition, your brand is the starting point. So this leads directly to a crucial action point for every founder in this room. So building your personal brand as a founder, as an entrepreneur is no longer an option. It's a must-do action. So this is a strategic imperative. So your personal ID, your unique perspective, your expertise, your authentic voices, your authentic ideas is what will attract the first believers. So your first customers, your first team members, and also your first even, investors. So before you have a perfect product, you must have a compelling story that people around you, they will believe, they will trust. So the other principle is fast interactions, the flasher MVPs. So AI allows us to create at a lightning speed and also create prototypes that feels almost real. So this is a superpower this era granted us, but it also comes with a hidden danger. So the same technology that allows you to create a product can also flood the market with, misinformation and also the deep fakes and also the obvious. So in this environment, trust becomes apparent. And your ability to build a flash MVP with an AI agent also gets you in the game. But your unwavering commitment to the authentically and reliability is what keeps you into like on this table or in this business. So your reputation becomes your most defensible moat. So to summarize, set the right direction with a strategic clarity and also then build a trusted broad, starting with your own personal IP, your reliable personal IP, before you fell in love with your product. And also another thing is to leverage AI power for speed, but never, never, ever at the cost of the trust you are working so hard to build. So these principles set the stage for the ultimate question is, as an individual, as an entrepreneur, so what capabilities must you to cultivate to live by these principles? So I would like to break down these essential skills for the era. So in this slide, I summarize 8 core skills of innovative organizations. So building an innovative company isn't just about creating an idea. So we all know Tesla, SpaceX is an innovative company. Elon Musk is innovative, one of a kind innovative entrepreneur. But only have an idea is not good enough. It's about building the right environment for that that creative idea can grow in your company, and also for the new ones to constantly emerge. I believe everybody in this room agrees with me that only one person cannot succeed in creating a company, in creating an enterprise. So you need to work as a team. You need to recruit. You need to hire your own business partners, or in the future, you need to hire your own team members of your company. So from my 14 years of experience scaling teams across the global giant companies, and also now by creating my own startup company, my own team, I've seen how it works. So it boils down to eight crucial traits that create a culture where innovation is not just an accident. It is, and it is, and in your DNA, in your entrepreneurs. So first of all is the leadership commitment. So you are the leader of your own company, right? So this is, so for me, this is the foundation of your company. So it means that the upper management team doesn't just approve innovation as a theory, it's also an actively commit and in the real world support with all of the resources, the time commitment, and also with your own credibility. So at Alibaba, I'll give you an example. At Alibaba Group, I saw leaders personally, the sponsor the moonshot projects and sending a clear message that the ambitious long-term thinking was valuable, not just a quarterly results. So everybody understand that if you want to start a moonshot project, you may not get a result within 1 week, within 1 month, or even within 1 year. So when Jack Ma started Alibaba Cloud, it took him and also his business partner, Professor Wang Jian, over 10 years of dedicated, of the money, of the time commitment, of everybody else's wisdom to create Alibaba Cloud. And yet Alibaba Cloud is the leading cloud service in the whole China. So we all believe that leadership commitment is important. However, it cannot only by a single word, like from the leaders, okay, I support you. You have to commit your support into the resources the team need, into the time, into the appraisals from your mouth. So this is what I saw in Alibaba Group, and also from the spiritual support, the resources support for Alibaba Cloud from Jack Ma. And secondly, I would like to talk about the employee empowerment. So this is about giving your team the autonomy and also the authority to act on their own. And when I built the HR team for my previous company, it's called AppPoint, across APAC region. So we built a consensus effort to push the decision-making down to the local level. Why did we do that? Because we believe that the employee on the ground, let's see, in Singapore or in Philippines, understand that the local market need better than a central office could ever do. I can never give the employee handbook from the headquarters to every single offices we set up, because we believe that the culture, the local culture, the regulations from Indonesia compared to Singapore is totally different. So this is when you empower your people, you need to let them to take their own ownership, their own autonomies. And the next one I would like to talk about is the open communication. So this is the livelihood. This open communication requires creating a space for a cross-level dialogue. And you also need to embracing the mistakes and the negative feedbacks from your team members and from everyone in your team. So in one of my roles, we instituted more like a fail forward forums. That's when our team shared the lessons from the projects that we are working on, but in the end, it turns out to be a failure from our work. So this isn't just about, speaking out the failure, and it's also about a process of learning from each other, the learning from the failure from each other. So it also taught everyone that hidden problems was the real failure. If your team has the culture of hiding the problems from you, from their supervisors, we never believe that this kind of culture will lead a entrepreneur or a company to a success. And another one is the cross-functional collaboration. The reason why I listed this one on is because, a week ago, I found out there is a TV show called Silo. I don't know whether anyone of you saw this, TV show. I think it's like a 3 episode. It's also a really famous novel from the United States. So after seeing this TV shows, I realized that silos are innovation killers. The best solutions are also found at the, um, at the interactions between different expertise, between different departments. So you must break down the walls between different teams to ensure that the smooth collaboration will happen across the department within your own team. So back in the days when I worked in Rakuten, so some of our most successful product features were born from the task force that formed by mixed engineers, by a team of mixed engineers and also marketing person and also customer service, agents from day one. And we realized that if we want to create an innovation organization, we must do this. We must break the silos. We must break the walls from different teams, from their own expertise. And the other one the next one I want to talk about is a learning orientation environment. So in the AI era, I believe understanding is still falling behind. So the thing is, a true learning culture is one that constantly thrives for continuous improvement. So this means the investing in upscaling, but more importantly, fostering a mindset where everyone is encouraged to be a student of their craft, the market, and also being a student for a new technology. And then comes to the resources and the tools. As I just mentioned before, leadership commitment is not just a single word comes from your mouth. You cannot ask your team to innovate if you don't give them the resources and the tools to do so. So which means the access to the data they need and the latest software, and more importantly, they need time to make their idea come true. So it's about equipping your people, not just instructing them. And another one is the diversity and the inclusion. So this one is especially I would like to bring it out. It's because it is a strategic engine. So it's not more like an HR metric. It's about building a team with highly diverse backgrounds and perspectives, and and yet it's in a high cohesion. So my previous work also advancing gender equity and also, the digital inclusion, and those experience taught me that a diverse team will see problems and also its solution from the angles of, a group would never, like diverse group, like you can never imagine. From my previous experience, my observation is that every boss, every team leaders would like to hire the members which share the same culture background, share the same perspective of seeing things of their own. So which makes it really interesting that I would say a boss who rarely talks much, who rarely communicate with their team members, they don't hire the employees, the candidate who talks much. So this brings out another interesting question. If the leaders of a company, if the leaders of a team only hires the person likes their own, the team will never share the inclusion, the diversity, right? So your diversity is your competitive advantage in the market. So do not let the walls between your team members block you from being success. And the last but not the least is the recognition and the rewards. So finally, you must recognize and reward the innovative efforts from your team members for both success and setbacks. So as a successful entrepreneur, as a good team leader, you must get prepared for both the success and the setbacks from your team, right? So when I start my own company, we celebrate a project called, I would translate it into intelligence failures. So the experiment that provided the crucial data, even if they didn't achieve their initial goal, this also tells the team that the action of innovation is valued in my team. So it's not just about the outcome is the most important. We also value failure out of, out of the good heart. So people repeat what is celebrated. So this is why I would like to bring out the recognition of innovation. So these 8 traits of to form a system, a team, they create an organization that doesn't just use AI, but one that can truly partner with AI by leveraging the human creativity on top of the AI. So as you build your ventures, your own teams, you are the chief of the architects of this culture. So please build it with intentions. Okay. So another thing I would like to highlight is the differentiated capabilities for entrepreneurs under the era of AI. So now we come to, the very heart, the very bottom of our whole session today. So we discussed the AI-powered process that, and also the innovative organization. But now I would like to lay more emphasis on talking about you, about our UGMPreneurs, about the 4th batch of our cohort. So you guys are the individual leaders. You guys are the future entrepreneurs, are the future leaders of Indonesia. So in the era of AI, anybody can write code or analyze, markets or even generate business plans using AI, or even the critical questions um, ever bring out to you. You can always find the answer through using AI tools. However, there's another thing I would like you guys to think about is what are your differentiated capabilities? So what do you bring to the table, to your business that AI cannot bring? So AI is a powerful tool, but it is not the founder of your team, not the founder of your business. It lacks the essential human drivers that build enduring ventures. So today, I want to frame these differentiated capabilities, not just as a list, but also, as a architecture of a new kind of entrepreneurial mindset. I would call it an architect's mindset. So basically as an architecture doesn't just lay the bricks, right? So they see the entire building, they see the entire picture, starting from its purpose and how it fits into the wider world. So we must be the architect of your business, of your team, instead of seeing only a small part from a bigger picture. So this mindset is to build on our fundamental pillars we will discuss in this slide. And as you can see in my screen, so the first pillar, I would call it a fundamental personal drivers. So this is your inner compass. So first of all is the purpose and the vision. So I would like to see it as a purpose and a vision, or you would like to see it as your dream. It is your navigator. It is your North Star in your, entrepreneurial journey. So this is the deep-seated why behind what you do. So AI can optimize for efficiency, but it is not give you a dream. It can never give you a sparkle idea of what you want to do. So your purpose is what you will guide, like your purpose is what will guide you when the data is ambitious and also the path is unclear. So this one, I would like you to take a deep look at your heart, to take it back to your original start, why you hold the dream of becoming an entrepreneur. And secondly is the proactivity and the agency. So this is the engine of everything. So in the world of constant change, you cannot wait for instructions. You cannot wait like for Sophie to ask you guys to start your own business, or you can never ask me to give you an idea of what you can do for your future career path. So it must be from you. So you must be proactive to taking the initiative to learn, to adapt, and also, to even create your own opportunities. And you must have a sense of proactive and agency. So you believe that your actions will shape your outcomes. So this is one thing no one else can do, not even your parents. This is the task that you can only create by your own. And the third one is creativity. I think we also covered this part in our previous sharings. So while AI excels at imitation and optimization, so human creativity is about the true original idea. It's about making the unexpected connections, and also the challenging fundamental assumptions, and also the dreaming up what hasn't yet exist. So this creativity is your ultimate advantage in the future. So the second pillar is, I would call it an entrepreneurial and collaborative abilities. So this is how you connect and how you build you and making the connection to the rest of the world. So first of all comes to the communication skills. So I'm not talking about, writing a paper or writing a report. I mean, the ability to perceive the emotion and the body language, to inspire with a story, to inspire your team members, to inspire your business partners or even your future investors with a touching story, to build the genuine trust. So this is how you turn a dream, to turn a vision into a shared mission. And besides the communication skills, the other one is the collaboration. So innovation is a team sport. It means effective cross-functional and team and the even international collaborations. So it's about harnessing the diverse strengths to achieve a common goal, something AI that can facilitate, but AI can never embody. So collaboration, it's all about you and your team, about how you can best contribute your ideas to your team and also empower your team members. So both the communication skills and collaboration is one of the most important, capabilities for future entrepreneurs. And another pillar I would talk about is the core cognitive and problem-solving skills. So this is how you think and navigate the complexity. So complex problem-solving skills, it is required a top-down from a strategic view. So it's more like a helicopter view from top to down of an entire situation. You need to have a helicopter view to see through all of the problems, to see the bigger pictures in order have the ability to solve a complex problem. So it's about judging the landscape and also respecting the boundaries and also, spotting this strategic openings. So it's a wisdom to know where to push and also where to adapt. So this is also important, in the future. And another one comes to critical thinking. So in an age of AI generated information, the ability of independently discern the reliability of data and also the analysis you are given is not just useful, it's more like a survival. So you must be an AI's editor. So you must be the master of AI. So that leads to how to obtain this critical thinking. I will explain more about it later in our sharing using a framework, like a very famous framework from Stanford D School. So lastly, it comes to the dialectical thinking. So this is another systems thinking. So it's the ability to recognize the fluidity and also the complexity of people and the situations. It also allows you to see that a setback in one area might create an opportunity in another. And the last pillar is about the leadership capabilities. So there's no doubt that being a good leader is important to start a company or as an entrepreneur. So there's two things how I define a good leader. So the first one is adaptability and also resilience. So the AI era means constant, the interaction and also the inevitable and constant setbacks. So your ability to adapt quickly and bounce back positively from failure is your shock absorber. So it's what allows you to learn and keep moving forward when others they stall. So this is resilience and also the adaptability. And another thing which is crucial to being a good leader is leading a team. So a good leadership is all about how you can lead a team, how you can empower others, how you can, your vision is meaningful to your team. So if you cannot inspire others to join you, how your vision can come true, right? So this is about building a cohesive and also an excellent team, and also uniting them to strive tirelessly for a shift and also an innovative goal. So bring it all together in this session is in this AI era, your unique value is not just knowing about knowledge or can do things than the machine, but it's all about in being more human, being more authentic you. So you must be the architect with a purpose. You must navigate your team, not just being a technician. So you must be proactive in shaping your journey and be authentic in your communication and leadership, and also more importantly, to be more ethical in your decisions. So because trust is the currency that AI can never earn, just as we discussed before. All right, so all in all, what I want to say is, under the era of AI, your greatest capability lies beyond AI. So it lies in you. You are the most unique thing in your whole entrepreneurship. All right. Yeah, as I just mentioned before, critical thinking, like everybody knows critical thinking is important, but how we can train ourselves to be a more critical person. So this is a very famous framework from Stanford B School. And I also listed the source of this framework. It's from dschool.stanford.edu. So you can also explore more about it after my sharing. So we've just mapped up the essential human capabilities for the AI era, but how do you actively develop and practice these skills? You need a framework to follow, right? And after all these years of observation, this framework is one of the most useful ones I've ever seen. So it's a replaceable process that forces you to exercise empathy, creativity, and also critical thinking. So as you can see, this is where the Stanford D School design thinking framework becomes an indispensable part of your toolkit. So it is a human-centered methodology that provides the structure to cultivate the very capabilities we've identified as an irreplaceable person. So let's walking through these 5 key phases. So think of this as an practical playbook of building your, how do you see it, your architect's mindset. So the first phase is empathy. So this is the foundation. So before you can solve a problem, you must understand the human experience behind it, right? So this goes beyond what AI can scrap or from the data sets. It involves the interviews, the shadowing, the observation, the observing with a non-judgment or with an open mindset. So you are seeking to truly see to understand their objectives, their challenges, and also their pain points behind it. So this phase directly trains you they directly trains your capacity for genuine empathy and also for human connection. I would say a core advantage over AI. So the first stage is the emphasis. And the second stage is define. So here you synthesize your observation to a clear frame, the problem. You found the problem. So when you move from scattered data to a sharp, human-centered problem statement. So this requires a critical thinking to discern what truly matters and complex problem solving to identify the core challenge to address. And then comes to the third phase is ideate. So this is where you leverage your human creativity at its full set. So the goal is to generating a wide range of ideas. The rule is that all ideas are worth it. So using yes and thinking to build upon the concepts. So this is more like a direct counter to AI tendency to optimize and remix existing patterns. And in this phase, you are aiming for true orientally. So then you will prioritize and making strategic choices about where to focus. And when it comes to the fourth phase is prototype. So this is about learning by making. The goal is to build a simple, a low fidelity mockups to make your ideas tangible. So in this phase, your ideas is not only an idea. So it's more like keep it simple, fail fast, and iterate quick. So they in this phase, it builds and adaptability and also resilience, teaching you to treat all of the failures and setbacks not as just as failures, but as a vital source of a learning process. So this aligns perfectly with our principle of faster MVPs in our previous slides. But this also grounds it in tangible human learning. And our fourth phase and final phase is the test. So you take your protocols back to real users, to customers. So those real users can either, it can also be your parents, your friends, your team members, anyone you can touch. And it is not just a one-time event, but remember it's the start of a new loop, and also it bringing you back to the empathy, bring you back to the beginning. So it trains the critical thinking and also the dialectical thinking to figure out your users' feedback, which is often, brings you to a higher level of understanding that informs you for the next move. So as you can see, the design thinking is not just a process, but it's all about it. It's not about only a process for building your products. It's not only about making your dream come true. So it's more like a discipline for how to say to build a human capabilities. It is forces you to emphasize, to define, to prototype, to also test your idea. So this is more like a continuous cycling between human intuition and tangible reality. So in the era of AI, this framework becomes even more powerful. And you can use AI to utilize data like for emphasize phase and also generate 1,000 concepts of of the ideate phrase. And also the AI can help you code the prototype. But for one thing, remember, the human must guide the process. You must lead the process. And by asking the right questions, framing the true problems, and also, making the creativity leap, and also interpreting the negative feedbacks. So hereby, I also encourage you to explore more about this framework in these schools' website to dive deeper, to learn more about this design thinking process, to utilize it after you learn it. So this framework will train you to be a proactive and empathetic and also adaptive leader in the future demands. Okay. So here are some of the key takeaways from today's sharing. So all in all, today we talked a lot about the history, the traditional process of entrepreneurial journey, and a newly revisited, the entrepreneurial journey. And we talked a lot about unique characteristics becoming entrepreneur, and also talking about how to develop your critical thinking. So there's 4 core insights I would like to bring about for today's session. So the first one is direction trumps effort. So in the AI of era, everything happens so fast. So the right direction is more important than a perfect execution. So whenever you have an idea, you put it into action. You do not wait until the situation becomes ideal. So you do not wait. You utilize AI as the perfect tool to accelerate your ideas become true. And the second one is human creativity is irreplaceable. So our creativity and empathy will be our greatest advantages over AI. And I believe that just like the way we interact today. So today's sharing, it's not like a one-way sharing. So after the sharing, I will also share my email address and how you can contact me after this session. So that's because I believe human interaction is the most important thing. So the way you guys making connection with me, and also I'm making connection with you guys, can never be replaced by AI. So the third thing is, like, the takeaways is the small teams can drive big impact. So AI enabled our team to achieve unprecedented growth than influence. And honestly, when I started my company right now, there's only 4 people in my company, but we have like large revenues, even bigger like even larger revenues than like a company with even 100 or something than in the traditional industry. That's because with the power of AI, small teams can achieve. You don't wait until you have the perfect team. You have everyone on board. Even you have a small team, you can be success. So the last takeaways is trust is the new currency. So establishing trust and your own brand recognition is the first thing you should do. So like we mentioned before, the trust between you and your business partners, the trust between you and your team members, even the deep trust between you and your future investors is the most important. So finally, there's 3 words I would like to share with you guys. It's stay proactive, be authentic, and also stay ethical. That's the 3 main words I would like to summarize for my today's sharing. So everything comes to proactive, authentic, and also ethical. Those are the things I myself stay and also will hold for my future entrepreneurial journey. And those are the things I would like to share with you. So at the end of the sharing, I would also like to bring out a more like a question for you to think about. So under the wave of AI, how will you define your unique value and also lead your enterprise to prosperity? So these are the questions I would like to leave to you. All right, so as the sharing comes to an end, this is my WhatsApp, and also I leave my email here for you guys to contact me. So my email is I would be more than happy to sharing more things with you in the further future. So you can either scan my WhatsApp code or email me. Like either way works. Once more, so in the closing is I want to extend, so one more time, I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to the UGMPreneur program for the invitation of, for giving me the opportunity to share this time with my future leaders for Indonesia. And also as someone who, now building in the AI for education space for my own company, SmuNex. And I remain deeply compassionate about empowering the next generation. So it has been a true privilege for me to stay connected with so many Indonesians, future entrepreneurs, and to share the lessons from my previous experience, my previous journeys as a leader and also as a founder of a company. So my goal is to equip, and so my role here is to equip and empower you. So please just contact me, whatever else I can do, I can contribute to you through your way in this entrepreneurial journey. So please consider me as a resource. And I am more than happy and more than honored to, have you been guided today. And I am super, super excited to follow your guys' entrepreneurial journey. So once more, I sincerely hope you can, you can connect me and to start our future conversations after this session. All right. Thank you so much for hearing my session for today. And our organizer, Yuki, are you still there? The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Sophie, for your incredible lecture. We got
Yeah,
so much to
thank you.
learn. Yeah, so we will follow up with the Q&A session maybe for all the students and the participants of UGMPreneurs. You can raise your hand, open your mic, or maybe you can type your question in the chat box. Bagi teman-teman silahkan bisa mengajukan pertanyaan. Oke, silahkan Amalia. Please,
Yeah, I saw
Amalia.
Amelia raise up the hand. Hi, Aka.
Hi,
Hi,
thank
Amelia.
you.
Hey, nice to see your face again.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Sophie, for your insight before. That was super amazing insight for me personally.
Thank you.
And before this, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Amalia, majoring Applied English Study Program at UGM or Universitas Gadjah Mada, batch 2022. And I would
Nice.
like to ask, as you mentioned before, that leadership commitment is important. But when we're
Yes.
connecting this to AI, what qualities of human leadership do you think AI can never imitate?
You mean what leadership? What? Sorry, I didn't quite catch you. Can
Okay,
you
so
speak a little bit louder? Yeah.
okay. So as you mentioned before, that leadership commitment is important, right? But
Yes.
when we connecting this to AI, what qualities of human leadership do you think AI can never imitate?
Oh, AI can never imitate, right? So the question, I believe the answer goes back to the question. As you mentioned, the leadership commitment. This is one thing AI can never imitate. So from my point of view, is because each leader has its own characteristics. Each leaders lead its team by its own way. So some leaders mentoring their team, some leaders supervising their team, some leaders only give like orders to their team, right? So this is different leadership style from our humanity. So this is one thing AI can never imitate. Even though we all know that we can train AI, right? We can train AI to be our intimate friend. We can talk to AI. AI understands our needs, understand our characteristics. However, AI can never make the decision as you did. This leads back to my previous experience, just as I mentioned in Alibaba Group from my observation. So Alibaba Group, each team, each team leaders have different leadership styles. So they cannot using an AI to train AI to be this specific type of leader. And on the other thing I would like to mention here today is for leadership, you cannot lead a team by only one way. So I am a deep believer of situational leadership. So if there's 10 people in your team, you can never lead your team by only one way, because some of the team members may be crucial for you. They're super important. They have the high ability and they are high commitment to you. So those kind of team members, you can just, guide them. You can just giving them what kind of result you want. However, on the other hand, if there's someone who holds the high ability to finish your role, to finish your job. However, on the other hand, they have a very low willingness to finish it, right? So leading this kind of person, you give them more supervision because they have the ability, however, they don't want to do it. So in this case, when you lead them, you give them more supervision, you know how to inspire those kind of members in your team, because as a leader, you cannot just fire them, right? All you need to do is to empower and to encourage them for them to commit in your team. So this goes back to your team as my answer is different types of leadership is the one thing AI can never imitate. And I really believe that a good leader leads their team situation. Yeah, I
Okay,
hope
thank
this
you
answers.
yes, thank you for the answer, Miss Sophie.
Of course, I'm happy to talk to you again.
Okay,
Ayo
maybe
yang
the other
lainnya.
questions. Okay, Awalia, please
Amalia,
turn on your
please.
mic.
Hi, happy to see your lovely face.
Yes. Okay. First, thank you for the great presentations, and I'm so amazed for these sections. I have interest with AI technologies. First, maybe let me introduce myself. First, I'm Awalia, majoring in biomedical engineering in UGM. And here
Nice.
I want to ask some questions maybe. First, what AI tools do you often use, especially in entrepreneur journey? And second, in building an AI-based startup, should we look for partners such as the tech-oriented co-founder, or would it be better to just hire IT employee for execution our idea? And the last, beside of AI as a powerful tools to help power in everything, are there any limitation in using AI to maintain the originality of a product or idea?
So, well, first of all, thank you for your questions. And for the first question, I have several websites I commonly use. So please leave me your email address. I can forward it to you. So of course, ChatGPT and those kind of things, they are more like general AI tools you can use. There's also some other specific AI agent I use frequently, and I can forward it to you. I usually use those kind of tools to do market analysis and to check, different industries, like different types of industry, different types of companies. How many people did they lay off? Because if there's more laying offs in this industry, which means this industry is going down, right? And there's some other website I use frequently to check how many investment did each industry get, which means those kind of industries are, seeing as a good rising industry from the investor's point of view. So I use these kind of tools as a reference for my decision making. I'll forward it to you. Yeah, there's several of them. Yeah, and for the second question is, what was the second one? Sorry.
Okay, in building,
Sorry.
I can repeat it. In building an AI-based startup, should we look for partners such as a tech-oriented
Yeah,
co-founder?
the partners
Yeah,
question.
or will it be better to just hire IT employee for executions our idea?
Understand. So thank you for the question. My answer would be it really depends. So first of all, I truly believe your decision could be strongly aligned with your strategy, right? So each type of strategy, you need different types of business partners and different types of team. For example, to be specific, if you want to start up a company, like it's more like a high tech oriented, of course you need more engineers than partners, right? If you have 10 partners, they don't contribute on your research and development process, there's no use for them, right? On the other hand, if your business relies more on I would say like distribution channels, or like marketing resources, instead of relying more on the technology revolution. My suggestion would be going to the other way. Maybe you need to spend more time finding your trustworthy business partners, because good engineers can always be found. However, a trustworthy business partner is not easy. Just like I mentioned, building trust is the key, is the new currency for you. Either building trust with your business partner or your future team members. And I'm sorry, what was the third question?
Okay. And the last question is, Beside of AI as a powerful tools to help our in everything, are there any limitation in using AI to maintain the originality of a product or idea?
Ah, there is. Those leads back to the last page I mentioned. So stay proactive, stay authentic. The last one is what? Do you remember?
And ethical.
Yes. This is the question. This is the thing leads back to your question. So there's a lot of limitations for AI. So I'll give you an example. I don't know whether you read the news or not. So there is a guy. He studied in the university, and he has the assumption that his mother is going to kill him. So I don't know how he has this assumption, but he has, maybe because of his unfortunate childhood. However, he frequently talked to AI agency. So he speaks a lot to the AI agency about his childhood, his, suffering, a friendship with the people around him. And after talking with the AI the whole year about his miserable life, he finally reads up the ultimate question to AI is, quote, I think my mother is trying to kill me. So this is the question he bring out to AI. And I'll give you a try, like how the AI answers. So how do you imagine the AI will answer that question after a whole year's talking? Oh, you're on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, how
Sorry.
do you imagine the AI will answer?
Um.
It's okay, just simply try.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So the thing is, AI replied, I think your mother is trying to kill you. So when I heard this news, I was shocked because the guy is frequently talking to AI. And this AI is supposed to be his friend, right? Because he like shared a lot of the miserable part of himself and a lot of things around him. And eventually when he raised up the final question, I think my mother is trying to kill me, and AI replied, yes, your mother is trying to kill you. So the guy saw the answer replied by AI and he committed a suicide. So this is a true story I would like to share. So going back to your question, the limitation of AI tool. AI is designed to pleasure the users. So whenever you ask a question, AI doesn't have the ethical. So when goes back to the case I give to you. So after this lonely boy talked with AI for a whole year, so as a human friend should give suggestions about comforting him, right? So this is a life we are trying to save. On the other hand, AI is designed to please the users. So when you use AI, AI is trying to give you back the answer to please you. So you rarely see ChatGPT oppose a different opinion to you. So this also brings the limitation of AI. So it can help you to be a tool to accelerate your, let's see, market analysis or business analysis. However, on the other hand, they can never make the decision for you. Yeah, this is only one example, but if we have more time, I really wish we could share more.
Thank you for the answer, Miss.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you for bringing up the question. Thank you.
Okay, we have one last question from Zaki. You can open your mic.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Risakti. As your permission, I will say thank you for Miss Sophie Li for your material is so insightful to me. I would like to ask about two questions for you.
Yeah,
The
sure.
first one is what's your what's your point of view about our startup that my startup is about technology that I will use AI to around for my program development and my front end in for my front end and back end division. Yeah, so
Oh,
I
you
will choose.
do it by
Yeah,
yourself?
so I use and even
Wow, you
I
are
train.
full
Yeah,
stack
and I
engineer.
train AI too. So I train
That's
AI
great.
too, so it can be capable to predict predict the future maybe and analyze what is the predictable commodity to be planned on a ground that it will be scanned. Uh, yeah, I think I just use for my technical requirement, but I just want to know for you, from you that what is the next step for me to use AI for in the future?
In the
And
future.
yeah, and one last question. It's just about your opinion about many in social media that many marketing video that use AI based video. So yeah, in my opinion, honestly, in my opinion, I just slightly disgusting about this kind of marketing. And yeah, I just want to know about your opinion. Thank you.
Sure. So thank you for raising up the questions. So when I goes back to your first question, um, first of all, I think you are a wonderful entrepreneur because you are still in studying in college and you already have an idea to, start up your own business. So this is excellent, excellent. And my answer for your industry is I think I truly believe it is a promising industry. So when another thing is you are a good engineer. You do the full stack by your own. So this is also another thing I talked about in my slide. So the size of the team is not the uh, cap of your business. So one person can also achieve big revenue by using AI. And I think you already set a good example. You are already, leading like ahead of the other entrepreneurs when they don't know how to use the tool of AI. So my answer, first of all, is your industry is promising. And the other thing is how you can better use AI to accelerate your company, your business, right? So for me, I see a lot of like really useful and creative AI agent popping up. So instead of like committing more time to coding by yourself, maybe you can try more to use the AI agent to code by its own, to release yourself from spending a lot of time to coding, to debug, to see through all of these coding files. So maybe you can try to use those AI agents and also use vibe coding. It's super popular recently. Maybe that's another choice for you. So this is my humble suggestion. Of course, I'm not an engineer, so I believe there's more engineer back there. They have more insights. But for me, those would be my suggestion. And the other thing is about the social media, right? So I see a lot of cases around me. They use AI to create the content and then they put it into the social media, either on TikTok or there is another thing called 小红书, the red note in China. It's also like very popular. but I see successful cases, and I see someone, who only use AI to do their social brand recognition as a failure. So my suggestion would be, of course, we should use AI to accelerate our marketing strategies, and also use them to create the content we can post in social media. However, on the other hand, there's one thing we need to pay attention is the ethical problem. It also leads back to the thing I bring out. So AI, when they create the content, maybe they contain some biased. They contain some like information they made up. They made it up by AI its own. So as a supervisor, I would say, as a human supervisor, you needed to have the ability to see what is right, what is wrong, what is more convenient for you to use the content. Like what kind of content they provide is more suitable for your brand, because this also leads back to another thing I talked about is your brand recognition, is your personal own IP. This is your call. You are the one who made the decision. Yeah, I hope this answers your question.
Okay, thank you very much for your answers. Yes.
Sure, it's my pleasure.